Hi, I'm Seamus. I'm a former Christian fundamentalist, former member of law enforcement, now a hippie, leftist, activist, podcaster, guitarist, and lava lamp enthusiast. I host a show called The Jib with my co-host Barry Purcell, where we talk about the shenanigans that the CIA, FBI, other law enforcement, and whatnot have done.
Communism and socialism have taken over America. The youth of the United States have embraced Marxism. They are rapidly rejecting capitalism. Many of them are engaging in mutual aid and camaraderie.
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it. If a person consistently reads and advocates the views expressed in a communist publication, he may be a communist. If a person supports organizations which reflect communist teachings, or organizations labeled communist by the Department of Justice, she may be a communist. If a person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States, she may be a communist. If a person does all these things over a period of time, he must be a communist. But there are other communists who don't show their real faces, who work more silently.
We went from Hugo Chavez, right? As much people want to give Castro and other, left-wing socialists a bad rap, but they brought people out of poverty. They fundamentally changed the way the people live there, and Chavez was able to do that.
No one could have imagined that when an obscure military officer named Hugo Chavez led an unsuccessful coup attempt against Venezuela's government in 1992, he would end up becoming one of his country's most influential and controversial leaders. His message resonated amongst millions of impoverished Venezuelans, tired of decades of marginalization and corruption that deprived them of the benefits of their country's vast oil wealth. Chavez implemented social programs for the poor, including literacy campaigns and health centers manned mainly by Cuban doctors in the country's slums. He also wrote a new constitution, considered enlightened at the time, but which gave more power to the president and the military.
Unfortunately, you had a bit of a decline when Maduro came in. I'm not one of those leftists who are going to just assume that because the West is targeting this person that they're automatically a good guy or they're a good leader or whatever, right? I mean, there was definitely a decline.
Nicolas Maduro told thousands of his supporters that U.S. deployments to the region have been testing his country.
We want peace, but peace with sovereignty, equality, freedom. We do not want a slave's peace, nor the peace of colonies. Colony, never. Slaves, never.
Now, is it in part by some of the things him and his administration did? Or was it also on top of the sanctions and the fuckery that the Western imperialist government, aka the US, was adding on top? I think it's a combination of both, but the whole claims of them being mass drug smugglers and all this, it's just absolute nonsense. They have more oil than anywhere else in the world, and we would be the worst people to have it. The amount of oil that we use is just beyond compare. It'd be just like a meth addict going into the Crystal Palace, right? It's the worst thing that could happen. And really, it's between that and the fact that they're in the wrong hemisphere, because right now it seems like that there's definitely a divide between the hemispheres as to who's gobbling up what between the West and East right now.